Yes. All right. It's podcast time. This is episode 36 of the I Don't Know What to Do With My Life podcast. 36, damn. It's getting up. It's getting up there. I'm doing this one alone. So this main topic podcast yet again. Probably did one last time. Can't remember. Oh, just had my weed. I just ate my Wheaties. What up, y'all? Main topic is art. Yeah, it's deep. And that means all of it. That's not just because as you know, I'm balls deep in the music art arena. But all of it in general though. Cuz I like it all, yo. I like it all. Why I get loud, I don't even know. Got a little caffeine here. And it's not balls, unfortunately. As soon as I discover something that I love, like the green balls, I go back to get some, and it's all gone from the store. Not only that, is because I'll settle for the regular flavor balls, but not only that, that was fucking gone. All the balls was gone, dude. Devastated. So if I ever get that, sponsorship or whatever, that's why I need it. Just the free balls. I don't need any money. Just free balls. You know how many podcasts I can do on balls? So today I went with the cheap caffeine, the Kickstart Mountain Dew. It's pretty gross. A lot of sugar. Oh, damn. Yeah, it's good, but it's sugary. It's too sugary. I mean, balls is pure sugar, so I don't know. Anyway, so art, I've dabbled in every single form, y'all. I've written stuff, I've painted stuff, I've drawn stuff, I've done music just from the singing, I've done the instrument thing, I've done them together. What else is there? Dude, I fucking sculpted with clay. I mean, anything, dude. I've tried it all. Almost all of it. Which is weird about my brother, Cam. Is he... well, Swedes get me. I got some dry shit. It sucks. It's hurt my throat. It's too dry. But Cam, for a while, he never, did stuff. It was weird. Like, when we were kids, I just... And he'll tell you, Not that he would listen, but... He won't hear this. Don't worry about it. But I was always doing something as a kid. I was fucking always in my room drawing. I'd be reading, which I tie into the writing, because when you're reading, you're learning how to write, that kind of shit. For hours, just always doing something specific, and when I got into hunting and just being out, hiking all the time, that's all I did, because that's how I am when I do shit. It's like a drug addict. I do it all out. To the point where other people are like, Jesus, dude, I'm getting sick of this. Like, I don't get sick of it for a long time. I do it until I'm like an expert. Or at least as good as I can be, until I have to really start learning some shit to become an expert, So, but Cam never really, had much of that. And it's weird. He's kind of getting it now that we're older, but yeah, he was fucked up. Yeah, he never tried stuff. I always wondered because I'd go to buy him Christmas presents, and that's when I realized. I was like, oh. Like, he doesn't, I'll get him this. And I'm like, no, he doesn't do that. And I get him, no, he doesn't really. The only thing he did, I guess he was into movies, which is an art form that I really like. Just fucking watching movies? It's the shit, dude. Oh, I just watched a good one, too, I'll tell you. But, so this whole thing, yeah, Cam never had a thing. He's kind of getting into it now, but it's weird, first of all, that some people have that urge or don't. Or what the fuck? Because I always felt like I didn't want to make some shit. I don't know what the deal was. Always. I used to try to invent shit when I was a kid. I was always just trying to make shit. I have no idea why. It doesn't make any real sense. And Cam was just kind of, I don't know, just being a kid. It kind of makes more sense from him, actually. Now that I think about it. But, yeah, so that's weird. That some people even have the desire or just some kind of natural thing that they want to do it. But then, I'm thinking lately, it's like, is art, like, is it worse now? With the technology going up, is all this creative art going down? Because, I mean, new stuff is popping up because of the internet. This YouTube shit, you can, reach millions of people, like, bow, instantly for fucking free and shit. And so, like, I mean, so new forms pop up, but some of them seem thinner. You know what I mean? Like thin, like, yeah, okay, so anyone can go basically make like a little TV show, but then sometimes when you watch those TV shows, they're not as well produced as it used to be, and they're not as well written as it used to be, and then the storyline doesn't, even some really professionally shot stuff now. I've watched some fucking TV series where you're just kind of like, what the fuck? It seems like they're just making this shit up as they go along. And that's what they're doing, and there's like, it's a new creative thing. And I'm like, yeah, well, it's either predictable or it's unpredictable in a stupid way and not a good way, but they just do shit. It seems shallow now, and it's weird. It's weird in movies, because I just watched this fucking movie. This movie, let me grab this shit. I can believe this shit. This is a drinking game for anyone who's old enough to drink. Okay, so get the, rent this movie called The Client, starring Susan Sarandon and Tommy Lee Jones, right? It's a fucking movie, dude. All right, the drinking game is, every time you see an actor that you don't have to know his name, but every time you see an actor that you recognize from another movie who's clearly famous, you take a shot. You're going to be fucking wasted, son. I'm talking, there are so many fucking good actors in this movie. It is overwhelming. And I mean, like, good side actor dudes, like the dude from Billy Madison, who was like the bad guy, the blonde hair guy. He's in it. He's just a guy. And then there's the dude from A Few Good Men, who was the guy who killed himself with a gun. He's a great actor. He's just a fucking side guy. He's just a guy who's like, hey, can you put coffee, Tom? He's like, yeah, I'll be right back. Yeah, and then you have the main actors, and then you even recognize the kid. It's like, it's incredible. And this movie was made in 95, which the 90s were great for fucking movies. But it seems now, I watch, Netflix stuff, and sometimes they're, I don't know, I think I've seen a couple good ones. It's not like they can't be, because of the way the technology is, almost anyone can like make a movie for way cheaper now. So, is my computer going to keep working? Fucking better. It's bitching out right now. But anyway, so, yeah, I've watched these Netflix movies, and they suck for the vast majority of the time. And I'm someone who loves this fucking movie shit. I watched Philadelphia like 500 times. Like, I get into, like, what the fuck? The subtleties of not only the acting, just the storyline. You watch a movie like Secret Window 100 times, and then you're like, yeah, now I fully understand every aspect, but you have to watch it pretty much that number of times. I mean, you have to watch it fucking a few times, dude, before you start seeing little symbolism things that the fucking directors placed or the writer, Stephen King, that they place in there. You start seeing that shit, but with these new movies, it's just like they do shit. They do shit, and then they would just want to show you a bunch of stuff. They're kind of like, look at this, look at this, look at that, look at this. And then these two at the end, it was really her that did it the whole time. And you're like, what? That doesn't... it's not surprising. You didn't set it up... It's like they don't set it up slowly enough, They kind of just want to get into showing you shit, but what they need to do is really let you hang with the characters so you like them, so that the stakes are higher, so you really feel this is what the art form is. We watched fucking Predator the other day. Hadn't watched that from beginning to end in forever. Watch it, and it's amazing, dude. The way they draw you in, they don't show you the monster for a long time, like in Jaws. He doesn't show you that fucking thing for like an hour. So it's all about the people and then you don't see it, and it's really mysterious, and it fucking pulls you deep. Now they'll just show you shit sometimes, and it's like, oh, you should have waited, dude. Oh, you just killed that guy, and I don't care, and that's your fault. In Secret Window, they fucking said at the end where he fucking kills his wife's boyfriend with the shovel. He said the first time they screened it in the movie theater, everyone cheered, and he was like, "What the fuck?" The directors and writers and shit, they're like, "What the fuck?" Like, it's because that's how much you liked the guy, that even though he did the bad thing, you were like, "Yeah, finally," you know. And you're like, "Wait a second, that's not good." And that's what a good writer does. He fucks with your head. He can do something like that, like make you like a bad guy. Yeah, I ain't seeing it now. I move my muff. I don't know. My bars are jumping. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not seeing that as much. And when you're talking, in that case, you have a deep ass writer, Stephen King, and then whoever directed, I can't remember. You know, it all comes together. But movies have always been weird because there are so many hands in it. And if any one of those things goes wrong, there's so many interpretations that you get. You know, the writer wrote the initial story, and sometimes there'll be a screenplay based off a story, and then you have this screenplay writer's interpretation, then the director's interpretation, then the actor's individual interpretation, probably producer's interpretation, probably way more than that. And that's why writing is cool. That's why reading books is sick. That's literally like, I heard someone say that. They're like, it's a direct connect to that author's brain. They sat down at one point, wrote that shit down, and now you're just reading basically what they wrote down. That's a great connection, dude. That's legit. Caffeine. Oh, my cable's all short. I can't move my head. Yeah, that's why the book is always better than the fucking movie, you know? That always fucking happens. That's why it fucking happens. Oh, my mic is hot. Yeah, I get caught up in reading a lot. Reading, and then, I guess, yeah, like I say, when you're reading, you're sort of like learning how to write, I guess, you know? So I notice after I read a lot, and then if I'll write a couple paragraphs, it goes way smoother, just because you kind of have a general, you know how it flows in your head that way. If you don't think about it at all, one way or the other, it's I don't know. But reading is just as entertaining as a movie, if not more so, because they can take their fucking time and be really descriptive with shit. And you're just like, yeah. And if you have my brain is like all weird and shit. But I've tried writing. It's just, writing's weird. It's a discipline, of course, but I don't know. It's just hard I guess it's hard to sit there for a long time, and I don't know. I can sit there on a guitar for a long time, but I don't know. I've tried it all. I used to draw houses, sick houses, but they still looked cartoony. They weren't really legit looking. I used to do that for a long time. They started looking slightly more legit because I tried to do it just like perfectly, but they still looked cartoony. I don't know. Something about just learning probably like 2 or 3 things would change that. Or knowing fundamental things, like a couple things. I don't know. Is art worse now? Is it more shallow? I don't know. Or is it just like all the actors that we knew now, like, are gone? Like all the guys in this movie are like, you know, they're kind of old. They'll do a movie every now and then not enough new people that are really individually recognizable popped up to replace them. I mean, some did, but not quite the same amount is what it's like we got an exchange, but it wasn't like even. Like all these great actors that you recognize left from these classic movies, Jurassic Park and shit, you know, and they were just like the side dudes, but you recognize them, seen them in like 20 movies. All those guys left, and then like 5 people were replaced. They don't just have a plethora of fucking just like those guys, you know, the Steve Buscemi's, those guys. And I don't know, it doesn't seem like they do. Not those recognizable ones. It's going to take time. You got to you build that up or something. I don't know. It's like Hollywood, like they took a big hit with this. Like Netflix is ruining Hollywood and YouTube because you don't have to rent shit. You certainly don't need to go to the movies. And then there's no real incentive to. It costs more money. You know, I can't smoke weed there. I can't beat off there. I can't do anything there. They won't let me do anything. They could just do that, just let you do anything in movie theaters that you want, and then people will finally go back. And also serve beer and shit, you know. They don't have to do that, just let people bring their own beer. People would probably go, but I don't know. That's weird, though, because the music industry, I don't want to get too deep into it, because Colin and I will do a music episode. But it got destroyed. Lars was right. That has to be like a t-shirt. Lars was right. He's like, yeah, if you take away the buying the album, where does any of the money come from? They're like, well, you just tour until you die. And they're like, oh, well, that's fucking brutal. So, yeah, that structure crumbled, and now the Netflix and YouTube is undercutting Hollywood. People are going to Netflix to make movies now with, like, smaller cameras probably. More, like, easy-to-use shit. Probably just doing it on, like, an iPad, half those. I can tell the difference when they do, though. I absolutely can. I see a shitty movie, and I'll just be like, they did this on, like, an iPad. I can tell. It looks like I almost did it on my phone. If it looks kind of like we could just about do it, something's wrong here. It's got to look better than that. You can have these big, cool, sweeping shots or something. Something new to bring to the table. But yeah, the music industry, the film industry, the internet's just kind of, it's come up and it's like, it's weird. I wonder where it's going to land, or if it's just going to, now, or if it has. If it's like, Hollywood will sometimes do some stuff, but mostly you get your shit online. So now what do we do? Like, yeah, it's weird. It's weird when you're doing creative stuff because it's almost like the same advertisement for, or, marketing is online and shit. So you have to know how to market whatever fucking work of art you do. I don't even know about painting. I don't know shit about, I don't really get into painting so much. It's not like I know artists that I like, but I look at paintings and I'm like, I like this or I don't like it. And there's reasons why I like it. Oh man, this caffeine. Oh, it's kicking for real. And then, then you have weird shit like this where it's like, a podcast is not, that's not art. I don't think it's art. I think it's just some shit to listen to. No, there's no art form in it. Because this is just, it can be anything. So that it's not honed into a thing enough, like a craft enough. So I don't know about painting. There's probably some good painters now, but there's always, that's never really been truly mainstream and huge. I mean, it's not like every single person goes, it's not like every single person in the world goes painting or shopping for paints, shopping for paints, shopping around for paintings and shit, buying paintings. No, not, but everyone wants to listen to music on their fucking, no matter, whatever they're doing, at one point or another. So it's different. Or everyone wants to watch movies and shit. And eat food and all that. Food art. I don't know. Food art. Yeah, it's an art. That's an art form when you get into the presentation of things. And also it's an art form in the right amounts and the combinations of flavors. Yeah, I'd say that food is art. Yeah. And that's an art form that's always, that one's safe to be. We'll have that one always because people are not going to want to eat worse things. Some people say, oh, this city has great food. I'm like, oh, really? The people don't want to eat garbage, huh? Well, that's fucking weird. Yeah, they couldn't just YouTube how to cook a burger the right way and do it. Like, because everyone wants to eat something good, dude. It's not shocking that a city has good food at all. Pretty sure every city on the fucking planet has some good food somewhere. Unless it's just like the worst fucking country ever or something. I don't know. The worst situation or something. But yeah, we're safe on that one being around. The internet's not going to undercut that shit. You're still going to have to go to a place to get some specialty things. I mean, you're going to be able to order stuff, but even that, if you were to order like a fucking beef Wellington that someone made it. I mean, the machine's not going to be able to do that the same. So we're safe on food. That'd be a good one to get into, is food. People are always going to want to eat it. I guess it's hard to be different at a certain point, though, with, combinations of fucking everything. I don't know. It's episode 36, food. Food art, bro. No emails yet. We're going strong. We're going to get into the 40s without one email. The email is the IDK podcast at outlook.com. And that's the real email. Also, subscribe to the channel, the YouTube channel. And listen on iTunes, because it's on there also. Yeah, you can listen to this shit all the time, like I did that one time. Every now and then I'll listen to an episode, and it sounds like a different show. It doesn't sound, because I don't remember anything. This is why this is not art, because I didn't do anything intentionally. I just kind of went in and had thoughts. It's more like a diary thing. This is my diary. Food is safe. Music is somewhat safe because people want to hear it, but it's a weird form now. Writing, I think writing would be solid. I feel like I don't know, there are a lot of books though. Maybe it's hard to stand out. Maybe it's harder to stand out now with anything creative. But I just feel like if you wrote some good books and you just kind of kept writing them, I guess it could be like music. You just get a following or something. It's weird. I think you just have to make stuff. Just release it. Once you have content, then you have something to market. You have no one to tweet to or do any fucking thing to, whatever the form of advertisement is, if you have no product. That's why it's hard with the band sometimes when you can't get members. We'll talk about this with Colin at some point. That it's hard to get the package together that you want to present. So then it's like, well, I'll just do the songs. And those are the songs, not necessarily in the format that they will be, but it is the song as it is written. So at least releasing that is releasing something. It's got to be something, y'all. It's got to be something. Even these stupid podcasts, it's something. Almost have 500 views, which is not a lot at all. But I think it's legit. I want to get to 1,000. 1,000 is the next goal. Yeah. You have to get to 4,000 views and then 1,000 subscribers to even monetize this. I'm never going to get there. I have 11 subscribers. Yeah, we're going strong. Couple listeners. But at least now the videos, they get they started out, they got 2 views, once a month. And now I get pretty much 20 views on each video, which is terrible. But it's better than 0, which is what it was. I was on fucking Twitter. This is crazy. I was on there and I saw I tweeted something, right? And then 2 people had liked it. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. It's pretty good. No, I was on Instagram and I did a picture of my guitar or some shit, And I got I was 5 people. And I was like, sweet. That's cool. That's good for me. And then I saw a second later, fucking Will Smith tweeted a photo of him and Halle Berry meshed together or whatever. And there was over 1 million fucking comments, not just fucking likes, dude, within 5 minutes. And my post had been on just as long as his, so mine was 5 minutes and his was 5 minutes. And it was over 1 million fucking people in that fucking time, dude. That's the difference when the when the art reaches that level, the exposure, I guess. It was just crazy to see it. God damn, dude. I was fuck yeah, 5 people. And 1 million. I see that all the time. Gordon Ramsay does something. It's 10 million people like this in the last minute. And you're oh, that's how they have that house and shit. That's the numbers you need to be bringing in, basically. Whether it be music, food, television. Because television is different than television coming back and beating movies now. Beating movies off. Which is, I don't know, sight. But the shows are they're too nice. But anyway, yeah. You have to have 1 billion followers and you're good. That's really all you need. It's not a big deal. Well, what we're hoping for at the podcast is exponential growth, to where it just kind of, you know what it means. I need that shit to take off and start snowballing. That's called the snowball effect when it comes to the world of art. I tried painting though. That didn't really take. I just kind of try it, from like an idiot standpoint for a while. And then if it doesn't start to look like a thing or, sound like a thing, if the art doesn't start to take a little form, then you can force a lot through. Absolutely. You can definitely learn techniques, but I want to have some natural, a little bit to it. Because when I started even when I was fucking shooting my bow all the time, like archery, like when I did that on my own for a while, I started getting good. And I was like, oh, okay, I have a natural. Then if I wanted to take this further, like music, I started doing it. I had a knack for it, like kind of immediately. Painting, awful. Then I did it for a while and kind of just stayed awful because I was doing it naturally to see if I honed better. And it just kind of wasn't. So with that, I would just learn the fucking Bob Ross technique, the wet on wet or whatever. It's not his, it was another guy, but because I say that's pretty easy and it's forgiving. And it's just a good way to get into you make a tree, it looks like a tree, like a real one, not like a cartoon tree. And you make a bush, and it looks like a bush. But not like the shit I do. Shit always there's no, and I understand the having the depth to the painting and stuff, and it still just doesn't, it's just like 3 techniques I would need. But other things, it was kind of just more natural, where as soon as I did it, I was even things that I was terrible at, like guitar. Like guitar was terrible. I remember putting fucking tape on the fretboard to tell me where to put the fingers, and then I had to use both hands. Even my strumming hand, I had to use that to place the fingers, But even after I did that for a while, I noticed I had a knack for it. So it was like, And then I started looking into more actual information on it. Actual techniques and how do you actually do this kind of things. That's what you do with anything. That's what you do with writing. Writing's weird because it's like your voice in there telling a story. It's weird. It's real weird. I just wrote like a little page the other day, and I was like, "This is weird, dude." I can see how people get wrapped up in this though, because it's entertaining to yourself to make the story go, and then maybe you go, now you back it up a second, and then you take it a different direction, or maybe you just go fully in whatever direction initially, Yeah, that'd be cool. But it's definitely, you have to sit there, you're just typing all the fucking day, dude. It's crazy. And then you read it. You read way more than you write, I would imagine. Because you'd have to read your shit back, and then I would also just imagine that's how you learn and stay sharp, I guess. I don't know. I want to have a guest on here who's a real writer, and I am a real musician, so fuck off. And guys hit me up, and they're like, if you need any music for the podcast, I'm like, yeah, I might. Yeah, I might, bro. Actually, one guy hit me up, he was a sax player. That I can't play, so that'd be cool. Something like that. Or even a little piano, because, I don't have a piano, so I can't really do anything. And also, I don't really know the individual. You need a specialist with each world of art. Get a painter, get a real painter. Get a guitar player, get a real guitar player. Not a bass player who does play guitar. Don't do that, Get a cook, get a chef. Specialist. Or, oh, that was loud. Someone who works at Denny's. Because, it's an art form itself, too. Perfect fried anything. Or the griddle. It's the heat of the griddle. Even all the way. Oh, it's good stuff. It's almost like the griddle's cheating because it just got so hot that anything thrown on there just cooks evenly, perfectly. I don't know. Fuck. All right, well, this is episode 36 of the I Don't Know What to Do With My Life podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Listen on iTunes. The email is the IDK WTD podcast @outlook.com. Oh, you get it. Email in. And yeah, we'll see you at the next one, but then also at 40, when it's going to be, I'll probably have a guest for 40. And if I don't, then it doesn't matter. We'll have a guest for 50, and it'll be sick. All right, this has been main topic art. Next time will be main topic another thing. All right.